What's up, YouTube? All right, so today we're doing a new mod to the 2018 WRX. We're taking care of one of my least favorite things about the 2018. Well, it's specific to the premium and base model, and that is the chrome headlights. So as you guys probably know, the limited model and the STI models come with the steering responsive headlights that also have blacked out housings inside. They look way better than the all chrome housing. So today we're going to upgrade that, and we have a special treat for you guys, what we're installing for the headlights. So I'm going to show you guys that now. Alright guys, so we can see this is obviously for the passenger side, but these are the new headlights that are coming in a few months for sale on SubieBros.com. So these are LED headlights that have the sequential turn signals in them, and obviously they have a blacked out housing and they look pretty cool off the car. Obviously, we're going to see what they look like on the car, and this isn't meant to be like an install video, like a step-by-step or anything, but I'm going to show you guys the basic steps of how we're going to remove the bumper to install the headlights, and obviously that applies to any headlight upgrades you're going to do. So without further ado, we're going to pop the hood and get started on the bumper removal. All right. Before we get started, I just wanted to show you guys what has been done to the car so far, which isn't much, but we got the Perrin cold air intake installed. So far that has been good. And then just a couple cosmetic mods here. We have the Perrin license plate relocation kit here. You can see how that fits up to the bumper very nicely. And then I have one thing that you guys may want to do if you install this is get like some sort of license plate bracket so it doesn't bend. I got this guy off Amazon. And then we also have the matched bumper plugs here from SubieBros.com. So that is all that is done to the car right now. So we obviously need to get the headlights out of here. How we're going to do that is we're going to, the first step is getting the top of this front bumper and this trim piece off. So you guys can see here that there's just some clips, a couple bolts, and we got to take these off. So we're going to do that. And then something that's more difficult to show you guys is we're going to take off just the front part of the splash guard, and those are just clips that you can undo with a flathead screwdriver basically. And you just need to do along the front edge. So we're going to go along the whole front edge and do that. And then the very last part is in the wheel well. I know it's kind of hard to see right now because of the lighting, but there is one clip right here on each side of the wheel well. So you get that off, and then the bumper basically just pulls off. You definitely want to have two people if you can, so you don't damage it. We're also going to have to remove the license plate relocation kit, so we're going to do that now. All right, we're about to get started removing the bolts across the top here. We obviously got the relocation kit out, but I just wanted to show you guys. So right now it is 10 p.m. and it is 87 degrees in Portland. It was over 100 today. And so it is very hot. But we're gonna go ahead and remove this guy, and then we'll start underneath the car. All right, so across the top, you guys, we have basically two types of clips. We have this one. I Don't know if you guys can see that, but you remove it just by popping it up with a flathead screwdriver, and then you have 10mm bolts, which you obviously just unbolt. All right, so now that we've removed the clips, we just take this upper trim piece off, and the top of the bumper, you can see, is now just moving freely. So, time to work on the underside. All right, you guys, we just finished removing all the bottom clips from the bumper, and you can see them here. This is a really common bumper clip for the Subaru, but you just take a flathead screwdriver and pop the centerpiece up, and that releases it. When you reinstall, you just slip it in and push it down. All right, guys, if you're curious about those side clips, they're a little different. So they are like this, and you basically just push on this middle part till it pops. It'll push down, and then you can pull it out. I've reset this one, so I pushed it back up, which it's ready to install. So you'd insert it and then push this down to lock it. But that's how those two side ones are in the fender. So as you guys can see, it's actually pretty simple to get ready to remove. The front bumper is just ready to remove now. So it's just really a few clips and a bolt. We're gonna lay a blanket down in front of the bumper, so when we remove it, it has a soft surface so we don't scratch it or anything like that. So Jenica's gonna help me with that. We're gonna lay the blanket down. And for the last part, the bumper is just held on with some retainers on the side here. So you have to pull on it up and out. And it's gonna, sometimes it takes a little bit of force. So you obviously wanna be careful not to damage the car, but just know that it might feel like that you're pulling harder than you might think you need to, but it'll pop out as you guys see here in a second. So we're gonna lay the blanket down and finish taking it off. All right, guys, as you saw, the bumper just pulled off. We had to tilt it down because you want to make sure you got to disconnect the fog light harness and the turn signal harness. There's not much room for the bumper to come out, so you just tilt it down, disconnect those, and then you're good. So we're moving on to removing the headlight assembly, which is just a few bolts, as I'll show you guys. And then you just got to disconnect the harness, the main harness from the back, and then the headlight comes out. So let's do it. All right, you guys, so for the physical removal of the headlight assembly, we have a bolt here and a clip, a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt there, and then we have the bolt and clip here on the side. So actually there's two. So when we get those off, we'll be able to remove the assembly, but you also need to disconnect the harness, which is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that for this side first, and then we'll pull it off and install the new one. think this looks pretty sweet so far. So we're finished with this side basically. We're still gonna have to adjust the headlight, but we'll do that later. All right guys, we ended up having to take off the intake duct to make it easier to access the harness. So both headlights are now installed. We just reconnect the harness, and now we're going to put the rear bumper back on and obviously do what we just did, put all the clips back. So here we go. All right guys, the last step is we're just going to install the parent license plate relocation. But this is pretty much it for the install. So you guys get a view of what the headlights look like now. And we'll show you guys a quick demo of what they look like turned on. And we'll go over them in more detail in another video. But just wanted to show you guys the new headlights and let me know what you think, how they look on the car.
That the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but